Hi, I'm JP Rosever, CTO at Codalio. I'm just going to give you a few ideas about how to achieve the hackathon goals. This repository is in the links below. You can come to our Discord to ask any questions, and we'll publish as much documentation and stuff as we can. What I'm starting with here is the enterprise SaaS template from Codalio that I generated there. I've chosen to use a local development environment, but you can use our live preview, or you can use Docker Compose, or if you need to have other options for a development environment. What we get here is this is the super admin interface, has some seed data in the development environment where we have admin@example.com and password. So I'm just going to log in to this super admin environment. We also have a main UI. This has the users, roles, organizations, and a lot of other features for B2B enterprise SaaS. So I'm going to sign in here with test@example.com and the password. So the way we're going to get started is we're going to get started by creating a model here. An assistant model that's going to track the assistants that we're creating inside of OpenAI. We're going to migrate that. We're going to get the Ruby OpenAI gem, which is a great gem for interacting with OpenAI. You'll need your own OpenAI key, of course. And I'm going to also then create a background job as well, because we want to process the files in a background job when we create the new assistant. So there's that, and now just to make sure we're picking up all the configuration changes, we'll just run Rails restart. You can see here it's restarted. If we go back to our super admin here, you'll see we have an assistance item here now that we can utilize. We're going to make a couple changes to the basic model that we generated. In particular, we're just going to make sure that we can attach files to it, and that when we create a Rhino model, we're actually generating a REST API endpoint. So we're just going to restrict a little bit the fields that we're generating. And then after the assistant is created, we're going to run the background job that we created. So we'll make sure that that's all running correctly. And then we're going to go over and we're going to look at the job that we created, and we're going to give it a little more meat in here. I'm going to use in this case, GPT-4o model. We're creating an assistant here. You can see we're uploading the files. We're creating a vector store so that we can essentially do RAG all inside of OpenAI. So make sure we have it running correctly. The next thing we'll do rather, is that we'll make sure that we can attach files by default, because that's not going to happen by default inside of the assistant. So here, and we'll just make sure that we can, when we create a new assistant, that we can attach the files. Great. So what we're going to do now is I happen to have a file about rugby, and we want the prompt to be really basic, just answer questions about rugby conditioning. So we're going to make sure, and then we're going to add our file here. Okay, and then we're going to create our assistant. We're going to go over here and just see the job is running. So it's going to be attaching the file and making sure everything's working. Great. So now we want to create a WebSocket channel so we can have the chat. I'm just going to do a really basic one here, but it'll be good enough, I hope. And what we need here is the chat channel. We're going to just make sure that we connect and we have a flow going back and forth for the chat and live streaming it. And we're waiting for the assistant response on the OpenAI side. From there, we need a really basic interface. This is not by any means the standards, the high standard of interface, but I just want to show you exactly sort of what's going on here. So in the dashboard page, it's going to set it up, and we're going to see this hot reload in a a second, I hope. Right here, you can see we've listed the piece, and what we're going to do now is we're just going to ask a question. Aerobics important. We're going to send it. We're going to watch it. I don't have a lot of visible progress. These are all things that can be added, but we can see here it's actually going ahead and conversing with the assistant. You could do things like add progress, etc. And you can see here we got a response, and you can see that it's referencing the document that I uploaded. So feel free to look at this repository as a source of information. Again, ask questions in Discord, and good luck with the hackathon.